Evan. Welcome back to another video. I hope that you guys are all doing well, and I am just super hyped today to talk to you about 21 reasons why you should move to Germany and why you should work here. I am, of course, such a huge advocate for Germany. I love living here, and my life has completely changed since I moved here from Toronto, Canada 6 years ago to work here. So I just want to spread the love and just share with you the reasons why I think Germany is a great option in case you are interested in moving abroad. Maybe you're starting to do some research. Maybe you've already moved abroad and you want to see what other options there are. Or maybe you already live in Germany and you just want to be reminded about all of the great things in this country. Then this is definitely the video for you. Now, I am 1000%, I am 100,000 million percent fully aware that there is no perfect country. So I'm not coming here being all naive, thinking everything is sunshine, rainbows, butterflies, and everything's amazing, because of course there is no perfect country and Germany is not a perfect country. But I do like to focus on the positive, and I want to go ahead and share with you these reasons. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So I've broken down this video into different categories, starting off with the economy. Of course, this is very important when you're thinking about moving. You want to make sure that the country you're moving to is stable, there's economic growth, and it's a good option for you to prosper and thrive in for not just yourself, but your family, of course. So economy, of course, is extremely, extremely important. Starting off with, Germany is an economic powerhouse. It is the fourth largest economy in the world, and it is also the largest economy in Europe. So this is, of course, very great for that financial stability. In 2022, Germany's GDP growth rate was 2.7%, and its unemployment rate was 3.2%, which is, of course, very great if you are thinking about this transition. Reason number two is Germany is a global leader in a lot of industries like machinery, automotive, chemicals, and many more. For instance, Berlin is also a great hub for the tech industry. So while it's not the biggest in the world as of yet, it is constantly evolving to become a very, very strong market, meaning there is a lot of opportunity growth for different sectors and as well as different employment opportunities too. Germany also has some of the highest salaries in Europe. The average last year was 47,000 euros per year. And of course, this is just an average, but many people in these thriving industries like the tech industry, chemical industry, they earn well over 100,000 euros per year. So again, it is a very, very strong economy for you to be able to thrive in. Germany is a leader when it comes to sustainability practices and also focusing on things like renewable energy. And they do promise that by 2045, they will be carbon neutral. And these are just constantly conversations that are being prioritized within the government. This is also not just something that politicians, of course, focus on, but even just in day-to-day life. And since moving here, I have found myself to become much more sustainable as well in my day-to-day life, in my daily practices. And even when I speak to people, friends, colleagues, this is something that's also sort of ingrained into them as well, and something that they prioritize, which overall, of course, I think has been a very positive impact of moving here, and something I'm really grateful to have learned a lot more about since arriving in Germany 6 years ago. Now we get into one of my favorite topics, which is the work-life balance here, and it's one of the main reasons I decided to move to Germany, and I know a lot of you are interested in this as well, so I have to dedicate a portion of this video to this as well. Now, before we jump into that, I want to give a huge shout out to today's partner of this video, which is Career Foundry. Career Foundry is an online educational platform that gives you the ability to reskill into tech. And when I heard about them, I knew I had to tell you guys about them as well, because of course I talk a lot about working in Germany and the benefits of working here. And I also know that many of you are interested in moving into tech as well. since there are so many opportunities in Germany to work in the tech environment. They offer so many programs, so if you want to work in digital marketing, data analytics, UX, UI design, as a full stack web developer, you can find these programs here that will give you the ability to move into a career in tech. Their programs are designed to take you from beginner level all the way to job ready in as little as 5 months, which is absolutely incredible because of course you want to be able to jump into a thriving career as soon as possible. So that is super cool. Also, since we're talking about all the great things that Germany has to offer, I do want to mention that if you are eligible for a Bildungsgutschein, then you are able to take Career Foundry's programs completely for free. If you don't know what a Bildungsgutschein is, this is an educational voucher that is issued by the German Employment Agency. So if you are at risk of being unemployed, or you are unemployed, or you need more skills to further your career, or more skills for your vocational training, then you may qualify for a Bildungsgutschein, which would give you the ability to reskill into an in-demand field and get in-demand skills, such as the ones that Career Foundry offers for you to reskill into tech completely for free, which is absolutely crazy. I don't know many countries that offer this, so I definitely wanted to mention this to you guys if this sounds like you and something that you would want to take advantage of. So if you want to reskill into tech and reskill into these high in demand jobs, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link down below where you can book a free call with a program advisor at Career Foundry, and you can get your questions answered and also learn more about the Bildungsgutschein. So again, all links will be below, but thank you so much, Career Foundry, for partnering with me, and I really hope that you guys take advantage of this if this sounds interesting to you or you are looking for this career switch up. First off, it would be shorter working hours. So Germany actually has some of the shortest working hours in Europe. The average work week is 34 hours. Of course, there's people that work 40 hours, but when taking the average, that would be 34. And a very strong work-life balance is definitely prioritized here. And it's something that I have been so grateful for since moving here from Toronto, Canada. I have a host of videos where I talk about this, but I can definitely attest to this, that the work-life balance is really great, which leads to a lot of positive things like stronger mental health, ability to enjoy your life, to travel, and spend time with family and friends. And it's something I am so happy that Germany does prioritize, and it really does show just in the quality of living here. Vacation days is another reason I love living here as well, and adds that great quality of life. In Germany, the government has made it a law that employers have to offer at least 20 vacation days per year. And to be completely honest, most companies, or a large portion of companies, offer even more than that, which is amazing again for that higher standard of living and that enjoyment of life, and something that I have fully taken advantage of since moving here, especially for myself. Just a bit more of a personal story. In Canada, the minimum vacation days that need to be provided is 10 days. So for me to even just have double that was a huge impact and has made my life so much better and enjoyable since moving here. Germany also has very strong worker protection laws. So this ties into things like parental leave, severance pay, sick leave, which is really great. I can definitely attest to this because I know that employers here, they really encourage their employees to take time off if they are sick, and you're not made to feel guilty about this or feel like you're doing something wrong, even if you are genuinely sick. And this is something that I know doesn't happen in a lot of countries. When people are sick, they force themselves to work because they could be put at risk of losing their job, or it's frowned upon, or they'll just make their work life a bit more difficult if they were to do that. So this is something that is really great, and just in my own life, along with all of the other benefits, just gives me peace of mind and stability as well. Germany also has universal healthcare, and they also have a very strong healthcare system. So especially if you're coming from a country where you have to pay a very high premium for healthcare coverage, or if you're at risk of not even having healthcare coverage, coming to a country where they do prioritize this, and also where your employer pitches in towards your healthcare, is a really great thing. For the work-life balance aspect of things, Germany also has very great family policies, so things surrounding having more affordable childcare services, to having better maternity leave and paternity leave policies too. So for example, mothers in Germany are entitled to 14 weeks of paid maternity leave and 12 months of unpaid parental leave. So again, just gives a better peace of mind as well, that you're not at risk of losing your job if you do decide to start a family. Next topic would be English speaking jobs, and just the ability to speak English in the country, which for me has been definitely a plus, and something that makes things a lot easier when it comes to considering moving abroad as an English speaker. This is something that is one of the coolest things really about living here, starting off with the fact that there are so many English speaking jobs in Germany, especially in the major cities like Berlin, Hamburg, Munich, Frankfurt, across many different fields. So if you are looking to move to a country, you already speak English, you have career experience speaking English, then it is a very organic and natural transition, and it can facilitate your move living abroad and having a thriving career. I have seen this happen time and time again. I have seen so many people benefit from this. Not only myself have I benefited from the ability to find an English speaking job here, but also my friends, my partner, and also so many of you that I've had a chance to talk to as well, whether it's those of you who have enrolled in my course to find a job here, or maybe through my coaching calls. There are so many of you who have been successful in finding an English speaking job here in Germany, and that is really one of the coolest things about living and working here, that you can still have a thriving career without speaking German. Number 11 has to be the support for expats in Germany, especially in the major cities. So if you have moved here to work, to live here, there are so many people who have gone through the same thing as you, so many expats, so many foreigners. So there is a really big community of people that you can tap into, that you can network with, that you can build friendships with, which just make it a much easier transition for when it comes to moving abroad, because of course it is such a huge thing to do in your life, but it's so nice to know that there are so many people here who have gone through that as well, or are going through the similar feelings and experiences that you are going through, which is very cool. And I know that it's something that may not be available in many countries as well, that community aspect that you can really find here. Next up would be education. Germany has world-class universities, and they also have very affordable programs or free programs that allow you to get undergraduate degrees, master's degrees, and they are known for their education system as well. So Germany has some of the top universities, such as the University of Munich, the Technical University of Munich, and the Humboldt University in Berlin. So if you are looking to study here, to further your education, then there are so many people that move here from abroad to do that. And a lot of them end up staying here as well when they finish their studies, because then they can just find a job here as well. Number 12 would also be their excellent vocational training programs. this is something that's not really talked about much in Canada, to be honest, and it's a concept that was very, very new to me. But the German government really heavily subsidizes vocational training programs. So if you don't want to go down the traditional university route, they have a really great vocational training system that allows students to learn a trade while in school, and then they can transfer that into their careers later on once they graduate. So that's pretty cool as well if that is a route that you want to take. Next category is going to be culture. So starting off with the rich history of the country that dates back 2,000 years. If you are a history nerd, if you like this kind of stuff, I know I do, there is no better way than just to come to Germany and immerse yourself into this. You can see things like the Cologne Cathedral, the Brandenburger Gate, learn about the history of World War II, the Cold War. There's just so much that you can learn here and expose yourself to, and so many amazing museums, castles, and just really crazy things that you can just learn about the country and its rich history. I have no other way than just to say the word crazy, because it really is so crazy. Sometimes I walk through the streets in my neighborhood and I start to envision, what happened here a few decades ago, the craziest things that would have happened in my neighborhood. And I sometimes go out and I see these buildings that were built hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and I'm personally in awe to just be exposed to this in my daily walks. And of course, that's just in Berlin or in my neighborhood. And I've been to other cities in Germany as well to look at all of the architecture, all of the historical sites, and my jaw is literally on the floor so often because I'm just like, wow, there is so much that the country has to offer, and I haven't even tapped into like 10% of it. There are so many beautiful little towns as well with rich history as well. So yeah, it's just very, very cool, and one of my personal favorite things, if you can't tell. Germany also has a very diverse population. So 13 million people within the country are either born outside of Germany or they have a parent that is born outside of Germany as well. Not to mention that there are so many expats and foreigners constantly moving to the country for better work opportunities. So if you do want to be in an environment with a diverse culture, then Germany is really great. Even during my time here in the last 6 years, I've seen so many more people move here, and communities of different cultures become so much stronger as well. Like for instance, a few weeks ago, I went to a Mexican event in the city, and it was just so cool to see. This is something that wasn't really that popular. I feel like the Latino culture is really expanded here in the last 6 years, and for myself, coming from a Latin background, my parents are Colombian, it's just really cool to see because it just makes it that much easier to meet, like-minded people, or even go to really good restaurants that sell the types of foods that you like, or find the products that you like to cook with. So it's just been really cool to see that throughout the last few years. Also, the diversity when it comes to the mindset and the acceptance within the country. So if you are part of the LGBT community, if you are part of a special cause, whether that's a socio-political cause, you can pretty much find a community that's going to align with you, and it is overall a very accepting place. Of course, there may be exceptions in certain areas, certain individuals. Like I said, no country is perfect, but definitely in the major cities, they are very, very open to people and to people's ideas, and very, very welcoming, which I think is so important to be in an environment like this. And I know a lot of people, for instance, in Berlin, feel accepted, they don't feel judged, they don't feel, afraid to be themselves, and that just allows for an environment for them to grow and evolve and just truly be more free. which has really impacted me again. I feel like, I can't help but just bring my own experience into it, but I have definitely seen a change in myself, not just in my mentality, but the way I view the world since moving here. So that has been invaluable for sure. Next up is going to be quality of life. And every time we do a new category, I just can't help but go like this. Quality of life. Germany is a very safe and secure country as well. They have some of the lowest crime rates in Europe, cities with the lowest crime rates. I never feel like I have to constantly watch myself here, be worried about being robbed or harassed or anything like that. I very much feel safe in Berlin, and it is such a massive city. But yeah, it's just something, of course, that you can't help but value, because your peace of mind when you go out is so important. And even if you decide to have families here as well, as you have kids, this is something you start thinking about as well, and something that I'm very grateful for, that Germany does give that security and safety. Next up would be clean and efficient transportation. And I know people living in Germany, they are going to probably start typing out about how the Deutsche Bahn is complete shite and there's so many problems and it's always late. But let me tell you guys, I know there's little technicalities of maybe the trains being late sometimes, but in general, Germany has very, very good public transportation, and it's very clean transportation. I have traveled all over the world and I have seen the craziest forms of transportation or no forms of transportation, and I can tell you that Germany is amazing. You can get across the country so easily for your daily commute in the city. It is so easy to get around. For instance, in Berlin, you don't need to have a car. You can ride your bike to see your friends, to go to work. You can take a tram, a train. You can take a bus. There's just so many ways to get around, and everything is so well connected so that you don't spend your time wasted just commuting. And coming from a city, Toronto, that doesn't have the best public transportation, I'm telling you, even if the Deutsche Bahn is a little bit crappy when it comes to the scheduling, I will still take this 1,000 times over what I experienced in Canada. And I'm sure many of you coming from different countries that don't have great public transportation can also relate to this as well. Next up is going to be affordable housing. And I know that a lot of you again are probably going to start typing away and telling me that this is not the case, but compared to the rest of Europe, it is still quite affordable to live here. So for instance, on average, the one bedroom apartments in Germany are around 8,000 euros, which in many other cities across Europe, that is definitely not the case. Of course, prices have increased in the last few years, and there's other issues that come with housing. For instance, not a lot of availability, but in terms of affordability, it is still quite affordable when compared to other places. Then there's a high quality of life, which I've sort of touched on throughout this video, but I feel like it needs its own special mention, because Germany is constantly ranked as one of the best countries to live in because of its good quality of life. Everything from the healthcare system, education system, to the work opportunities, and just day-to-day life. I can definitely tell you that the quality of life is very good, and yeah, I think a lot of you would definitely enjoy it as well. So yeah guys, that is all for today's video. 21 reasons why you should move and work in Germany. Hey guys, it's Editing Diana here. I don't know what happened to number 20 and 21. It didn't make it onto the memory card. There was some glitch in the matrix. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully this is okay. Number 20 that I was going to mention is where Germany is located. You guys know this is one of my favorite things about living here, is just the ability to travel to other countries. and to do so fairly affordable as well. And it just again enriches your whole experience of living here and just enhances your quality of life. It's just incredible how many travel opportunities I've had, how many types of people I've got to meet throughout my travels as well, all because of where Germany is located. And yeah, that is just one of my personal favorite things about living here as well. And then number 21 has to be the bureaucracy. Now, this might be a shocker, and I'm not talking about the bureaucracy in terms of paperwork and all of that. We all know that Germans are pretty slow at this, they're not very efficient when it comes to that side of things. But what I'm referring to here is how easy they make it for foreigners and expats to move over to the country. If you've been watching any of my latest videos where I talk about the high demand for highly skilled workers and the changes to the immigration policies and visa policies, they are just making it that much more easier for people to move here. And with that comes a wealth of opportunities as well. So if you are definitely interested in moving here, definitely make sure to stick around for more videos, because I'm constantly coming out with more updates on what's going on in the immigration and visa front. One of the newest and latest updates is that starting next year, they will most likely be allowing dual citizenship, which is something that they don't offer yet. And that is going to be so beneficial to so many of us living here in Germany. So that's just a quick little update there. But yeah, that is definitely one of my favorite things, because it just makes you feel like the effort that you're putting towards working here and the contributions that you're making are paying off as well. And it's great that they are so willing to accept people from abroad as well. So yeah, thanks so much for this. I know the quality is not the best, but back to editing. I really hope that you enjoy this video, and definitely make sure to check out Career Foundry. I will go ahead and leave the link down below if you want to learn more about reskilling into tech and about the Bildungsgutschein. And thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or any requests for further videos. And definitely make sure to stick around and hit subscribe, because I post videos every single week, and I would love to see you guys here next week. But thank you so much. I hope that you're having a great day, and I will talk to you all in my next one. Cheers!